Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 2519. This is Skeleton Bowling, released in January 2011 as part of the first wave of LEGO Ninjago sets. I don't own too much stuff from that wave, so this is one of the first reviews I think that I've done of them. I know I did the skeleton, or the skull truck, but I don't think I've done anything else. At least definitely not recently. But this set released in 2011 for $29.99 with 371 pieces and 1 or 7 minifigures, depending. It contains one instruction booklet. I don't have the box or anything, so I can't show you that. But the one instruction booklet is a relatively standard, simple thing, and it does have a couple of ads in the back showing the whole pilot season art here, as well as the game has an ad for like the universe and map, as well as an advertisement for the Ninjago site, and an ad for other spinner stuff, which this one actually sub in the J from this set for the regular J that's actually included in the starter set advertised here. And then we have this weapons checklist, which they did like to do in the first 2 years of Ninjago, as well as an additional character poster and an ad for several of the other actual sets that were released alongside this. And yeah, that's a decent chunk of random advertisements and stuff. The actual model here is pretty much just a little side of an arena. It does feature a Technic hole and a Technic pin here, which actually would allow this to be connected alongside the monastery, or the, well, dojo set, which was, again, a similarly shaped wall. There also the spinner set with Cole and Boneseye and this whole half monastery, half skeleton place, that arena brick built set that would also connect to this. The little, like, they had a lot of stuff that was designed to have Technic stuff at the end so that they could connect along to others, including the mountain shrine too. That's another notable one. But yeah, it's just a section of that, and you can connect it along the other stuff. You could actually connect two of these together if you wanted to create sort of a almost complete arena shape right down the middle. You'll just have these bumping into each other, but you could just remove one and move it over and then have two connected, which I happen to own 2 of this, so I may or may not end up doing that. I don't know. But the model looks fine. It does have these flex tubes here to prevent a spinner from, spinning over to here, maybe breaking these plant pieces off. That's really the only part. I mean, I guess maybe they could get stuck in the corner as well, even if it weren't for those plants. But, that kind of prevents the spinner from going too far in, which, I guess that's good. It's, again, looks fine as well. I mean, really, nothing special going on here. We do have stickers for the flags. They're 4 identical stickers. That's the only stickers included in the set. And I like just the design of all that, as well as you've got some weapons up here on the wall, which you could remove those katanas, the big long things, the axes, and even have these here, which can be removed, and you could just use that as a weapon as well. So lots of weaponry throughout the set. And as far as features go, really isn't anything. You can fold it open like that to create a different, longer, wider shape if you wanted to. It exposed a little bit of weird color in there, but it's not too bad. But you can use this to kind of, assuming you have any other sets that this connects to, you can kind of create a different shaped arena if you choose to do so. As far as other play features, you've got these flick missiles here, which there's one on both of these little weapon stand columns, and those are just little ball end pieces on flick fire ends. Yeah, they work fine, decent feature. They don't really, like if you have this spinning and you manage to even hit them with a perfect shot, they don't really deflect the spinner all that well. The spinner just kind of makes the flick missiles bounce off. I'll see real quick if I can replicate that for you, but it doesn't. Like that, yeah, it really doesn't work, and I hit the sword with my hand, and that's why he eventually stopped. But, you can do it, and it's kind of fun to try and hit the spinner. If we turn this around from the back, you can see there's really it's not designed to be displayed from this side. It doesn't look that great, but the very final feature, I suppose, is that you've got this little thing which you can turn around to indicate the number of skeletons that you knock down. So I guess you'd start at 0, and then, you know, if you hit 1 skeleton, you do that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This that printed piece in there is an exclusive part to this set and has never been reproduced. One of the other exclusive parts is this design for Jay's spinner. Obviously, these spinners were used a lot, but this is the only set that Jay's DX spinner appears in. Not even a spinner set or anything. And if you are unfamiliar with how these work, they do have 8 studs on there, so you could build up around them, you know, do whatever you want. You could put a skeleton on your spinner if you felt like it. And, you know, in these sets where the spinners are part of a larger brick build set, they really don't take advantage of that. But especially in the 2012 spinners, you started to see a lot of cool attachments that they would suggest you putting on. But to put a figure inside the spinner, you just stick them on there, and then you lock it down so that he's at its lowest point. And at that point, his feet are not going to want to come out until it's spun to the side and at the highest point, and then that's how the feet come out. So that's kind of how you're supposed to attempt to knock others out of the spinner. But in this set, it's not really about battling another spinner, it's about battling the skeletons. But in order to spin it, you just use 2 fingers, and he spins off pretty well. And occasionally will hit himself if he, you know, he'll knock himself off if he hits a wall. There are 6 of these skeleton dummies included in the set, and the bad guys of this wave were skeletons. So this is kind of supposed to represent a training dummy that they're using to represent skeletons. And these actually use the older style of skeleton body, which is not shared by the Ninjago, like, bad guy skeletons. So it's kind of cool to see that there. And this is one of 2 sets where you can get these dummies, and the arms and torso and legs have never been reused in tan outside of these dummy figures, so they only appear in this set as well as the Mountain Shrine from the same wave of Ninjago sets. And they're all just put on 2x2 round plates so that they're able to actually stand up, because if you just try and do that, they're like very easy to knock over. But you know, here they're a little bit harder, and it's easier to set them up this way. Because, you know, if you're attempting to set up 6 of them that don't have bases, you just be knocking them over and over again. And yeah, well, knocking them over is kind of the point of the set. You're just supposed to be able to set them up in a sort of bowling pin triangle shape. And with that set up, you're supposed to be able to take Jay in his spinner, and we are supposed to spin him down and knock him over. And look, right there, we got 5 of them. And that is kind of how the play feature of this set is supposed to go. And then I suppose if you wanted to continue like real bowling, you could go in for a second shot and knock over the second one, and there we got a spare. And the JDX figure included is actually not very common at all, appearing only in this set and the Lightning Dragon from the same year. And he's become the most expensive of the DX minifigures, which, you know, I really like the DX figures, but, you know, this one isn't particularly the coolest looking of them. It's cool, and I'm glad I finally have it, but it's, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It's pretty much the most valuable just because of rarity, and maybe partially because Jay is a popular character. It does come with a regular katana. It has the square hilt. In the official images, they use the octagonal hilt, which was sort of being phased out the year Ninjago was introduced, so some of them got some octagon hilts, and then some of them got the modern square hilts that are used to this day. He does have the standard ninja mask, which is cool, as well as the exclusive to his character. They've never used, I think Cole's and Zane's have made it outside of Ninjago, but I don't think Kai's and Jay's have. So I believe they're still, you know, character exclusive, which was cool to see in the day, but we've gotten tons of them by this point. And, you know, it's alright. This one in particular is a particular specimen of that face print. Feels like the lines are a little bit thin, but it's still cool looking. And the torso and legs are exclusive, and they're really nice. I love the gold design on there. And you got some back printing on, like, the original non-DXJ, which just simply featured no back printing at all, and only the front torso got any sort of detailing. And with the old style ninja hoods, you could clip a katana onto them if you did it correctly, and then he could, be holding it along. And just for fun, I wanted to do a quick test of the skeleton bowling feature with the new Legacy spinners. So I just grabbed Lloyd here, and let's see. Looks like we got 5 again. That worked better than I was expecting it to, but it is a lot harder to spin these spinners up, and you definitely get more control with the old style. Still, I believe that that opinion is probably shared by a lot of people. I know a lot of people really loved the old spinners. I never was super obsessed with them or anything. I didn't buy too many of them back in the day, but I think that for a set like this is one of the best uses of the old spinner system. And I don't know, I just feel like this is fun. Yeah, you don't get any like real bad guys. There's no like actual stakes here, but this is a good set for the season where the ninja were kind of training and getting ready to, be the best ninja able to defeat the skeletons. But at the same time, I will say I'm a little bit confused by the inclusion of JDX. I'm glad, I'm happy about it. It just doesn't make a ton of sense in this scenario, but definitely a cool figure to get here. So anyway, on the whole, I think that this is a really good set as far as these Spinjitzu spinner gimmicky ones go. I think it's a good model as well, just to build on to the original dojo set, as that was a little bit underwhelming, but I feel like, adding in a bunch of the other stuff kind of improves it. I don't have that currently assembled. I have it bagged separately out, so I could assemble it at any point, but I don't have it currently assembled, so I can't just plop it right in here super easily and show you what it looks like connected to it. But maybe once I've gathered, a couple more, maybe once I have the mountain shrine, I'll grab them all out and build them up and, show you what the entire wave would have looked like had people connected them all together. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think of this set in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.